In 1988, following the fatal shooting of a man with a history of mental illness and substance abuse by a Memphis, Tennessee police officer, a community task force comprised of law enforcement, mental health and addiction professionals, and mental health advocates collaborated to develop what is now internationally known as the Memphis CIT model. The primary goals of the model are to increase safety in encounters and, when appropriate, divert persons with mental illness from the criminal justice system to mental health treatment. While the centerpiece of the model is 40 hours of specialized training for a select group of officers that volunteer to become CIT officers, proponents stress that CIT is more than just training and law enforcement officers. CIT is an organizational and community intervention that involves changes in police department procedures as well as collaboration with mental health providers and other community stakeholders. According to the model, officers volunteer to receive 40 hours of training provided by mental health clinicians, consumer and family advocates, and police trainers. Training includes information on signs and symptoms of mental illness, mental health treatment, co-occurring disorders, legal issues, and mental health specific de-escalation techniques. CIT curriculums may also include content on developmental disabilities, older adult issues, trauma, and excited delirium. Information is presented in didactic, experiential, and practical skills scenario-based training formats. Additional training is available for youth crisis intervention. The training week may include panels of providers, family members, and persons with mental illnesses, as well as site visits to agencies in the community. As there are innumerable variations in police jurisdictions, so are there variations in CIT program implementation. Some variations are intentional and planned based on the needs of the jurisdiction. Others are the result of local realities that prevent the full model from being implemented as intended. For example, a key component of the Memphis program is a central psychiatric emergency drop-off with a no-refusal policy that gives police transports priority so officers can be back out on the street within 15 to 30 minutes. In larger jurisdictions, a central drop-off is not always practical. For example, in Chicago, the police department maintains memorandums of understanding with designated emergency facilities across the city for each police district. These memorandums provide for officer transports to be given priority. The City of Philadelphia has crisis centers that police can utilize for emergency transports as well. The centers can also assist individuals who do not meet criteria for emergency psychiatric evaluation, but are in need of other assistance, such as medication refills and linkage to community providers of services. An important aspect of effective CITs is that the team members reflect, as best possible, the communities that they serve. The rapid ability to develop trust with someone under the stress and pressure of a mental health crisis makes it important to recognize that diversity in race, gender, and ethnicity may help in the crisis. Additionally, there may be a need for multilingual services. Diversity in CITs can be an immediate asset and should not be overlooked. CITs are not exclusively composed of law enforcement officers and mental health professionals, though that is the most common form of them. There's no magic number or composition of people on a CIT. The emphasis should be on team, and a flexible team that can come together quickly is important. Other professionals with experience in working with the mentally ill can play a valuable role in a CIT, such as nurses, probation or parole officers, psychologists, social workers, and religious leaders. Citizens with experience working with the mentally ill can even be trained as part of CITs. The key is that everyone be trained in the same protocols and work on the same page. A crisis intervention team is not cheap or easy in implementation. Many critical stakeholders need to be involved beyond law enforcement and mental health professionals. If persons experiencing a mental health crisis need to be kept under observation, evaluated, or even medicated, professionals able to do so, working in facilities that can accept them all, are critical team members. Well-implemented CITs can improve the safety of all persons involved in a mental health crisis, as well as ultimately save time and money.